in sync. Let's just
the kind of everything.
Rehearsal. Yeah.
Okay.
Are
you ready?
Yeah.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Moriah.
And this is kind of everything.
We did it!
We're like, we're not going to practice.
It's official.
We're not going to practice.
We're starting a podcast, guys.
And we're so excited you're here.
Yes.
This is Nellie Bean. We call her Bean Bean.
Yes. You may hear some lovely ASMR in the background because our co-hosts
Lucy
like to chew
likes
on
to chew. Yes.
on bones. So this is Nellie, or
She
we
said,
call her
"Hello."
Bean, and then this is Lucy over here.
They're just our babies.
Yes.
Just little babies.
Well, so who are you, Ashley? What do you want our listeners to know about you?
Man, I think the biggest thing, like, number one, if someone like asked me who are you, I would say like I'm a Christ follower first and foremost, and then I would say I'm a wife and I'm a friend and I'm a dog mom. I think that's kind of like the order that it would go in.
Yeah.
Originally from the South, we moved up to the Pacific Northwest almost 4 years ago.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's
That's
nuts.
crazy. It's been 4 years.
I know. Every time I look at my husband, I'm like, we'll be driving and we'll have the foothills. And I'm like, can you believe we live here? Because I still can't believe we live here.
I know. Yeah. Especially knowing like where you came from in the South and like.
Yeah. Hot, humid, and now it's dry. I mean, it's hot right now because it's the summer.
Yeah.
It's not humid.
But it's just like night and day.
Yes. Yeah. Like we were outside yesterday and we had a fire at a friend's house. And I looked at him and I said, we can never do this in the South in July.
No.
Like never. So
Yeah.
What do you want our followers to know about you?
I also, like Ashley, I'm a follower of Jesus as well. That's something that's really important to me, and it informs the way that I live my life. I also, Ashley was like asking me downstairs. She was like, "So what are you gonna tell? Like, what's your one-liner that you're gonna tell people?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna wing it." So, but I love learning. I love enjoying the outdoors. I love animals. I love learning new things. And, like, I just love beautiful things. I don't know. Like, just beauty in life. And, like, that translates into friendships and just the way that I live my life. I don't know. I just enjoy life. You know, I'm trying to enjoy life, I guess.
I love it, yeah. I mean, that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. Life is hard.
Yeah. It's, like, hard to, like, summarize yourself in one sentence.
I know. It's like the uncomfortable icebreakers, but we're already friends for a long time, and no one else is here.
It's so true. Yeah.
2 truths and a lie. Go. Just kidding.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Goodness. Do you want to kind of tell how the podcast came to be? How it got out of the group chat and here?
And, like, into
Real
the
life?
world? So weird. So, it is. It's so weird. Well, so Ashley was talking about how she wanted to start a podcast for probably, I don't know, 3-4 months.
It was like 6 months. It was a long time.
Okay, 6 months. But it's, like, one of those things where it just becomes like an inside joke, almost like, this is why I want to start a podcast.
Every time I said something, you would be like, that's so funny. I'm like, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, I want to yap. I'm ready. I know, blah, blah. Hello, I'm here. Is this thing on?
Hello?
Exactly. Hello.
But yeah, so I actually been talking about it for a while, and like what, a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yeah, around a month, somewhere around there.
Anyway, this summer at some point, we were swimming in...
We were playing mermaids.
Yeah, we were playing mermaids. We were swimming, and I don't know what it was, but, like, the way that we made eye contact and the way our conversation was going, she was like, do you want to start a podcast with me? And I was in. I was like, yes, let's do it. So then I was, like, standing in the pool with my phone, like, holding it up, asking ChatGPT, like, what do we need to know about starting a podcast?
I know, every question she asked, like, that chat came up with, I was like, oh, I have an answer for that. I have an answer. I really thought about this. And she was like, you really have? I said, well, it's been, like, 6 months of thinking, so yeah, let's do it.
That just reinforces the whole perspective I had of it feeling like a joke.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
And I'm like, no, this is so
real. Like, this is real. Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh, man. So I think our kind of vibe, so, like, our tagline is a little light, a little deep, and kind of everything in between, which is how kind of everything came to be.
Yeah.
And I think we really just want to hone in on like joy and grief can coexist. And we have experienced that so much in the last couple of years, really. We're very much in a season of life is not what we thought it would be. And we know other people can relate to that too, because a lot of our friends are walking through stuff like that. And just like, how do you navigate that with community and with yourself? And like, whether that's therapy or finding something that brings you joy, like she talked about, maybe it's, you know, like therapy dogs. They're not therapy dogs, but they're my therapy dogs. You know, like going and having coffee, processing. So I think a lot of that, I feel like we yap all the time. And I was like, hey, we should record this and maybe it would help someone else. And if it doesn't, you just want to sit and laugh, that's great, because the world is heavy. And I said, you know, I just want people to giggle. And like, I want it to be like, you're sitting in our living room. I mean, we're in our loft, but you're sitting in the loft with us having a conversation. So grab your coffee, grab your sweet tea, get your jug of water. We've had all of it. You know, and just
shout out to Olivia at Black Rock today.
Yeah, girl. Thanks for fueling us.
As we're recording the trailer today, we pulled up at Black Rock to get a coffee before, as we were gathering all this stuff. And
because, you know, you need caffeine to function. So.
Yes. And she was asking us what we were going to do today. And I look over at Ashley, like, because she was driving. I'm like, what is she going to say? Is she going to tell her?
We're recording a podcast. I was so excited.
But she was excited too. And it was a really cool point of connection. So
yes,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, then she followed us on Instagram.
So thanks for following.
Thanks,
hey, girl.
Olivia. Yeah, so cool. But yeah, I think that was the tagline, going back to what you were saying, that got me, was you were like, I really enjoy our conversations that we have together. And I feel like we get so much out of it. And maybe, like, just maybe there's somebody else who can find joy
for sure,
feel seen by our conversations too.
Yeah.
And I was like, deal, I'm in, sign me up right now.
We're just two best friends yapping, and we hope someone else likes it, and we hope there's some depth, but we don't want to cry every week. But if we do, it is what it is. Like, we'll cry and we'll laugh and we'll have all the emotions, and
that's why it's like light and deep and anything in between.
Kind of everything.
Yeah. Kind of everything. That's why it's called what it is.
Yeah. I love it.
So I'm trying to figure out what we want to kind of talk about next. I think is that, like, what are some things we're going to cover we're like looking forward to so that we can have them look forward to it.
So many things. Like, the biggest one, like I already touched about, grief and joy coexisting.
Yeah.
I think just like random things we're thinking about, you know, like, hey, I had this thought. What's your thought about it? Eventually we'll throw up a question box on Instagram where you can respond and say what you'd like to hear us yap about, because that's fun.
Yes.
I think just like day-to-day life. Yeah.
I again, but going back to the driving this morning, there was a story she was telling me just about like
just call me out now.
No, I'm not. We don't have to go into detail. We can.
I was like, I can save it for later.
But she's just talking to me about one of her mornings, and just you'll get to know. You'll get to know how good of a storyteller this woman over here is. It's so funny. It's like so captivating. You feel like you're there, and you can tangibly feel the emotion that she is.
I was hot.
Yeah,
I was hot about it.
Yeah, but it's great. So anyway, look forward to that. Yeah, look forward to that.
And eventually we'll have people on. You know, we'll have some of our friends come on, and I think my mom mentioned she might hop on here, which would be really fun for me when she comes and visits at Christmas.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think we're kind of just like seeing where the wind takes us, basically.
Can I call her Mama A?
You could.
I don't know. It sounds endearing. I just didn't want to like.
Yeah, I mean,
out anybody.
She's like, you can always call me Mama, and I'm like, okay, that works. Right. She loves being called Mom for everyone.
I love that.
Yeah, she's definitely a mother hen. I love it.
I love that.
She's a treasure.
You've gotten that from her. You're nurturing, so.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. She's definitely a good example. Anyway, not me getting emotional about my mom. I just miss her.
Stop.
So I think we're gonna try to release episodes once a month.
Yep,
is the goal, and then, I mean, if we if everyone just wants to hear us talk some more, I guess we could release a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe twice a month. I don't know. We'll see. We'll kind of just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Our goal is not to be famous. We've said that from the beginning.
No. Yeah.
We just, if we can reach one person and encourage one person, that's the goal.
Yeah.
We want you to know you're seen and you're loved and you matter.
Yeah.
And I think we both really have that on our hearts.
Yeah.
Like for each other.
Yes.
And for other people.
Yeah.
And, we're not a Christian podcast, but you will hear us talk about Jesus because he is such a major part of our lives.
Yeah.
And without him, we wouldn't have hope. And so I think, you'll definitely hear a lot about him.
Yeah.
And our
I'm glad you
relationship.
said that because I was wanting to make sure that we, like, shouted out the people who are like, oh, is this going to be, like, a super religious podcast?
It's not.
It's not. That's
But you'll
not
hear
our
us
goal.
talk about it.
But it's, like we said at the beginning, it's a major part of our life and, like, the way that we view the world and the way that we view people. And all that really means is that we just want to love people
and love
genuinely. And we believe that Jesus is the one who is love. And so, like, genuinely, and so we want to love other people really well. And this is an adventure that we're taking together to try to love people well. And hopefully there's something that you guys can, like, gain from joining in on our conversations with us.
For sure. And we'd love to hear from y'all. If something resonated with you, send us a message. Yeah. Comment, I'm not going to be like, subscribe, do all the things.
We'll do it.
I mean, you can.
Subscribe.
For sure. Like, totally do it. But that's not the point. We just want to know, like, if there is something you want to hear us talk about, let us know. If there is something that really resonated with you, let us know. Because it's also an encouragement to us. We were talking... I've been saying since, like, day one, it's not that serious. Like, this is just us talking. However, I'm very nervous about it, which is really weird. I don't know. I think it's just being vulnerable and putting yourself out there online can be scary. Yeah. So, if there is something that you like about what we're doing, let us know. That would be really encouraging for us.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. So I look forward to seeing where this goes.
Me too.
If you are looking forward to seeing where this goes as well and are curious, please follow us on our Instagram, kinda.everything.podcast, or you can just search kinda everything podcast. We're also
post about it, tell your friends about it.
Yes. If they'll benefit from it. Again, our goal is not to be famous. We genuinely just want to be an encouragement and, like, a place of joy in a world that's full of really hard things. So
while I think we'd be hilarious at reality TV, that's not the goal.
No, absolutely not.
Not the goal.
No,
I'm content living a quiet life. Semi-quiet.
Yeah, if you want to keep learning about our not so quiet lives.
Valid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, it's quiet in, like, the world spectacle aspect, but...
But our life is very full.
Yes, our life is very full. But we want to get to know you. If you want to get to know us, just follow along. For sure. And we're excited to live this journey with you and see where it goes.
And just remember, you matter, and you're important, and you are loved.
Yes.
So, stay tuned for more.
We did it!